Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Miller Park for today's matchup between York College and Midland University. Starting pitcher for the Panthers, Janelle Crinning. She steps into the pitcher's mound for the first pitch today. Due up for the Warriors from Midland University, Fremont, Nebraska, is the shortstop Ritzdorf. First pitch is a called strike. I want to welcome all those listening today from California. Hopefully Kenny Miller, after a long weekend and a long week here in York, had a safe trip back home. We had a nice bus ride to Conway, Arkansas for our conference crossover tournament. Went 2-2 on the weekend. Wins against Haskell and Central Christian. 1-1 now the count here. A slap hit over to Chelsea Holland at first. She's going to tag the runner out at first base. So one down here in the top of the first inning brings up the center fielder Saker for the Warriors. Pitch to Saker's fouled off for strike one.
We're going to go sit over here, buddy. Why is it from there? Let me help you.
0-1 the count here to Saker. Pitches outside for ball one, evens the count of 1-1. This one's going to be hit deep to left field, and that is going to bounce over the fence behind Bree Perez's head. And that's going to bounce, and they're trying to figure out why the runner kept rounding, and the coach was calling it, thought it was a home run, but it's actually a ground rule double. Long ball hit over. So that's going to put Saker at second base, and that's going to bring up Burnside, the left fielder. First pitch he sees off. It's pretty windy today, so hopefully this is not going to affect too much of the background noise.
For old time's sake.
So we'll see. That one's a called strike. So 0-2 quickly the count here on Burnside. Thank you, Everson. That pitch is bowls it to Bush behind home plate. Go through the lineup real quick for the Panthers. Got Chelsea Holland at first. Well, we'll wait until in between hours. 1-2 pitch here. This one's going to be popped up into the shortstop rails. Almost able to step on second base at the same time, but Saker quickly back to the base safely. Holland is at first base. Herrera second. Shortstop Renee Rails. Third base Brittany Rails. In the outfield it's Perez in left. Rays in center and Corinne Pearl in right. Catching for the Panthers is Mackenzie Bush. Called strike there on Hislop, the pitcher for the Warriors. Next pitch on the outside part of the plate for strike two.
Dennis, you're going to get your butt whooped. Hey, I thought you were getting out of trouble. No, it's trivia crack. I always lose against him.
That pitch is well outside for ball one.
Yeah, because you cheat.
That's going to be a drop, third strike.
3 up and 3 gone. No run. No hits, right? Was there a hit? Yeah. 1 hit. No base hit. No runs.
And that will be no runs on 1 hit, nowheres, 1 runner left on base. Due up for the Panthers will be Herrera, Rails, and Rays. And that's Renee Rails. Now batting for the Panthers, Liliana Herrera, the second baseman. She had a pretty good weekend in Conway, Arkansas. She sees that one well above her head for ball one. She had a great diving catch on a line drive against Central Baptist in the final game, a swing and a miss there. Final game of the weekend for the Panthers. Threw it after the dive, threw it back over to first to get the double play. Has a good way of making it on base. A lot of times hits it into right field, down the right field line. That one fouled off behind the visiting dugout. One and two the count now. That one up high for ball two. Evens the count at 2-2. Lily Herrera gets a hold of this one, and it is deep over the left field fence. Just foul. That was hit about 235 feet, though, down the left field line. I haven't seen that much power out of Herrera this season. Great contact there. Well out in front of that, just a little too out in front of that, as that goes about 5 feet foul, but that was well over the fence in left field.
Not so loud, Bryce. Not so loud.
2-2 pitch here again. Gets a fastball outside, swing and a miss for strike three. That's going to bring up Renee Rails, the shortstop for the Panthers. Apologize for that, but that's going to be a 1-2 pitch there. Swing and a miss by Rails. So 2 strikeouts for Hislop for the Warriors. That brings up the center fielder, Molly Reyes. Fouls off the first pitch she sees into the Panther dugout.
Come on, 9. I know that.
So the 0-1 pitch now from Reyes.
Holden. See?
A bunt attempt there. She tries getting that one past the pitcher, but she pops that up to the pitcher. So 1-2-3 inning for the Warriors after one complete inning of play. Scores 0-0. Warriors on the board with 1 hit. All right, back here at Miller Park, Andrews up, the right fielder for the Warriors. Kenny Miller, if you're listening, I enjoyed the weekend, but there's one thing that I got to let you know about that trip and on the way home is contrary to you and your wife's belief, I did not sleep well on that bus at all. She said you guys were talking about how well I was sleeping on the way home, but I will tell you that was the most uncomfortable bus ride I've ever experienced. I could not get comfortable, so I did not sleep much at all. I must have just been sleeping when you weren't, because I kept waking up and being, man, I can't believe how well Kenny's sleeping right now. And Ronnie thought that was pretty funny, so I just thought I would share that with you, that it sounds like we were all miserable on that ride home. But nonetheless, it was still enjoyable, even though you're beating me in the March Madness bracket, Panther Pride. 3-0 the count here to Andrews. That pitch is up for ball 4, so 4 straight pitches to Andrews. Puts a runner on first with no outs here in the top of the second inning. That is going to bring up Wallach, the first baseman.
No, really, Jared. On whose team? Our team. She was wondering. Pitcher.
Showing bunt there. That's going to be bunt foul for strike 1. Panthers expecting that as they're playing in. Looks like Andrews has some speed over at first. Shows again there, pulls up. That one misses. Bush does throw over to Herrera, who's covering first. Andrews is in safely, though. And that's going to be a dead ball hit batter. So that's going to put runners at first and second with no outs and bring up the second baseman, Riddell for the Warriors. Bush quickly calls time, runs out to the mound, have a little chat with her pitcher. Brittany Rails from third comes over to join in on the conversation, give a little bit of encouragement to her pitcher as well. That pitch outside part of the plate for strike 1. That one right down the middle, but fouled off down the right field line for strike 2. Pitch is in the dirt. Great job by Mackenzie Bush. Keep that in front of her, not allowing the runners to advance 60 feet.
Nana made those? I don't remember that.
And she's going to foul this one up, and it's going to go foul to the first baseman, Chelsea Holland. For the first out of the inning. Runners unable to advance, and that's going to bring up the third baseman, Spooner. Pitch over the plate, but low for ball 1.
Who's your girlfriend, Cody?
1-0 pitch is going to be grounded right up the middle.
Go ahead, tell Jared.
Rails misses a little bit on the throw, unable to double up, but Herrera is able to catch that for the force out at second, so they get one run for sure. Unable to turn the double play, but that's okay. One is better than none. So the 6'4 fielder's choice puts runners at the corners and brings up the 9-hole hitter, Limser, the designated player. So 2 down here, runners at first and third. This pitch is popped up foul just next to us here for strike 1. There is a train going across in the background. And they do steal second base. The cutoff, Herrera tries throwing over to third and just misses the tag on the runner at third base. So runners now second and third, both in scoring position. Count is 1-1. That pitch just missed before that throw to second base. Ground ball hit over to the shortstop, Rails. Rails throws over to first, and they get out of the jam here with a 6-3 ground out. So Crenning allows 2 base runners with no outs, but thanks to some good pitching and good defense, Panthers out of that inning. Going into the bottom half will be our 4, 5, and 6 hitters of Holland, Pearl, and Perez. First pitch, Chelsea Holland fouls off behind us. She hit over 600 on the weekend. Is about a foot away from a home run over the weekend as well. That pitch is up. The 1-0 or the 0-2 count. Excuse me, 0-2 count. Out of the strike zone. So 1-2 now the count to Holland from Hislop. Fastball a little bit low. She stays alive, fouling that one off down the first base line.
How is she trying to aim it at us? Look at it, Jared. Still going on.
Trains are generally pretty long.
1-2 pitch outside, evens the count of 2-2. Holland thought about going after that one, but realized she was a little late in the swing, decided not to and take her chances as it was outside. 2-2 pitch here from Hislop. Up and inside, fooled Holland on that. And she sits down with a third strikeout of the game, I believe. The 1-0 pitch right down the middle on Pearl. Evens the count at 1-1. That other train going by. Happens quite often. Fastball right down the middle of the plate. Pearl a little behind on that one. So 1-2 now the count.
Let's go, Stanton.
Pitch is low. Evens the count of 2-2. Good looking swing there, just underneath that one. Fouls it off into the backstop right in front of us.
What? You can't hold this for a second.
and Jones is right there.
And she's going to be jammed on that one and pops it up right to the pitcher for out number 2.
Looks like a
John.
bouncer.
That's going to bring up Bree Perez. All right, Bree Perez now up. Swing and a miss there. So far, Hislop's got the number of these Panthers.
What is it? Not a tournament?
0-1 pitch is high and outside for ball 1. Perez steps back into the plate. 1-1 pitch here. Low for ball 2.
My dad gave me.
Good he ran. Let's get the girl run home.
2-0 pitch high, or 2-1 pitch, excuse me, high for ball 3.
Don't eat it.
3-1 pitch well out of the strike zone for ball 4. So the first base runner for the Panthers on the afternoon is Bree Perez, and that's going to bring up Brittany Rails, the third baseman. First pitch is outside for ball 1. One 0 pitch is down for ball 2.
Let's go, Brett. Woo!
2-0 pitch, runner at first. That one looks outside, but it's going to be a called strike.
Not right now. We have to watch a little bit of this game first. We can't play the rocks right now.
What do you want to do?
Stick right there.
2-1 pitch. This is going to be hit into right center field. Drops in for a base hit. And on that, a pretty daring Bree Perez, as that was almost caught by the center fielder, but Perez had almost rounded second by the time that one even dropped, so she makes it all the way to third. So the first hit of the ball game goes to Brittany Rails, puts runners on the corners with 2 outs, brings up Mackenzie Bush. Mackenzie Bush stepping into the batter's box, runners at first and third, looking for a base hit here with 2 outs. Put the first run on the board of the afternoon. Midland has come a knocking as they've got stranded 3 base runners so far. Panthers, their first 2 base runners of the afternoon. Swing and a miss there. A nice looking pitch from Hislop fools Bush. Pitch is low and outside for ball 2.
Let's go short stack. Go, Matt.
2-1 count fouled off.
Every time he's a foul on my heart, like.
She's going to make contact on that one. It's going to go to the pitcher. Pitcher throws it over to first base. So the Panthers do get 2 runners, but they strand them both as the score is tied 0-0. Back here at Miller Park, top of the batting order for the Warriors, Ritzdorf. She grounded out to first, her first plate appearance in the first inning.
Is there M&M's in there, Hannah?
Yeah.
Dial me up.
Regular.
Regular. Reg.
She's going to first pitch she sees. She's going to hit between the third baseman and shortstop for a single.
Okay, we're going to share these, okay? We're going to put some here for you and some here for me. Do we have an aim? Where's your pile at? Okay, we're going to get them slow. Hey, Johnny. Take me on purpose.
Saker stepping in 1-for-1 with a double to left field. And you had a steal by Ritzdorf on her way to second, though the ball hit Saker in the shoulder. So no stolen base for Ritzdorf. The dead ball. Burnside now comes up, the left fielder. She popped out to short. But again, Crenning finds herself in a jam. Runners at first and second with no outs. First pitch she sees, she grounds over to Rails at third base. Rails, all she's going to do is step on third. Burnside, a pretty speedy runner, able to beat out a no-throw from Rails. Rails thought about it, but decided against it because there was no way she was going to get the double play. Hislop now in. She struck out swinging her last at bat, makes contact on the first pitch. So they're all over the first pitch, that Crenning is throwing the second time through the batting order. Fouls that one off down the first base line. Swing and a miss on a fastball outside for strike two.
Okay, I need 2 more green ones. Hey, that's my pile.
Pitch is in the dirt. Good job by Mack, keeping that in front of her once again.
I'll trade you this for a green one. Oh, good job!
And okay, that was a line out to shortstop. Rails double clutches, tries throwing to first. Is going to be called safe. Not sure the angle that the field umpire had on that call. It looked like home plate should have been the one making that call. I don't know how he gets a safe call there. Can't see the arm going in.
John like this.
Looks like the ump's call on that is going to say that Holland had stepped off of first, which is probably the only thing he could say from getting a little earful from Coach Miller, because I think even the Midland side was shocked that that was not the third out of the inning.
Which color? Yellow?
So that brings up Andrews, the right fielder.
Okay.
She walked in the second inning. Again, a shocking play there. I'm guessing the video, you guys had a pretty good shot of that. I'm hoping that maybe Holland did step off, but it sure looked like she was out by a good half a step. So the 2-0 pitch here to Andrews. Misses, so 3-0. One pitch away from loading the bases.
What? I heard music over there. There's a disco club over there.
Ball going to be hit sharply over to Herrera at second base, but she's going to grab it, throw it over to Holland for the third out of the inning. So just like that, again, Crenning gets in a jam, first and second with no outs, and a great defensive play will get her out of the inning. So in the bottom half of the third inning, due up for the Panthers is Lovelace, Herrera, and Renee Rails. Courtney Lovelace in the batter's box now for the Panthers.
Bryce, watch out for the next batter though under her.
That pitch is in the dirt for ball one.
I-L.
There you go.
1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss by Lovelace. Evens the count of 1-1.
Now trade you. What? I gave you the blue one.
Swing and a miss. Well behind on that one is Lovelace for strike number 2.
My favorite.
But Bryce is out.
Pitch is up for ball 2. Two-two pitch here from Hislop. In the dirt, or low, almost in the dirt for ball 3. Full count now to Courtney Lovelace.
They magically appeared.
It's 9-hole for the Panthers today. Back to the top of the batting order after Lovelace. Low and outside for ball 4. So again, the Panthers get another base runner, this time with no outs. Is going to bring up Liliana Herrera. Herrera struck out swinging her first plate appearance. She's going to be tasked with a bunt. They're trying to advance a runner. Herrera did make solid contact that first plate appearance as she hit a monster foul ball down the left field line. Next bunt attempt, she's going to foul off to even the count at 1-1.
Sorry, Bryce.
Yeah, I know. Why'd you do that?
Did he answer back? Did he answer back?
And she's going to line that one to the pitcher. Pitcher quick enough, able to throw over for the double play to get Lovelace at first base. Next pitch, or the first pitch to Renee Rails is fouled off. She also struck out swinging her first plate appearance.
Straight up in the air.
Next pitch outside part of the plate for strike 2. So Rails quickly behind in the count 0-2.
What did you say?
And that fastball up and inside has Rails chasing. So her second strikeout of the afternoon, and that's going to be a scoreless tie going into the 4th inning. Now batting is Wallach. First pitch to her is outside.
We're going to join the KCAC conference. And if we do, competitive cheer is an emerging sport in KCAC. And instructional
Next pitch is going to be hit up the middle.
competitive with it. Thank you, buddy. Who's up next?
People underestimate how competitive that really is.
Oh, I know what it is. I watched It's insane.
You knew it? Cheering sucks.
Now batting, Jamie Riddell.
Right now, I mean,
She's not smart. No, it's not ready.
I watched on ESPN.
I was on there one time.
If you give it a budget and have a full-time
I'm on the
coach and give them like
news.
6 months or so to recruit, you could be competitive pretty quick. Especially because right now in the NAI,
Going to be a pinch runner or pinch hitter here, or pinch runner, excuse me. Number 1
but they're trying to stay ahead of the NCAA because NCAA doesn't do championships.
for Wallach will be Ashenbrenner.
It's not listed as championship sport.
They still do a national champion, though.
That's what they call it. I know, but it's not technically that.
You're right.
But the NAI is
Pitch is well outside for ball 1.
Hey, where's your dog today, man? I think she was thinking about trying to find a job as actual.
I needed a meter, but that weekend was a bad weekend.
Oh, yeah. That's why I didn't even try to do anything.
That pitch is fouled off, showing bunt, trying to get Ashenbrenner, who I'm sure is a speedy runner if she's being asked to come in to pinch run. Locked in a pitcher's duel here so far on the afternoon. Any run scores a great bunt there. And that's going to be a fielder's choice, trying to get the lead runner out at second, but it is not in time. Great try by Bush, but Ashenbrenner, like I said, very fast.
Who's batting now?
7.
And that's going to bring up Spooner, the third baseman.
Spooner.
20. See, I got to talk into this.
Another pinch runner, 20, Gretter on the base paths for the Warriors.
You can watch your team on ESPN soon, though.
What? When's it?
I'm not sure. It's in Disney.
I think this might be 3 innings in a row where the Warriors have put runners on first and second with no outs.
Even it's been, they've already done it. It's just going to air on ESPN.
Right? No, gonna beat you last No, they do nationals like that. But you get to place first or second if your thing's big enough to be the second.
That pitch is in the dirt, and it's going to get away from Bush on that one. So wild pitch is going to advance runners to second and third base. And now the count is 1-1. Bush goes out to talk to Crenning on the
Yeah, we will.
mound.
In basketball.
Say what?
So you're saying if they see me out there
I don't
run
have
away?
a pen.
Can you beat me one-on-one, Cody? I beat you in one-on-one.
Hey, I can beat you.
1-1 pitch here from Crenning. Spooner, fielder's choice, reached the last time. That one's going to be a single, well, an extra base hit as Reyes tries to make a tough grab there. But she misses that, and that is going to be a triple into center field and score 2 runners.
There's no way you get out.
And that's going to bring up Limser batting. Still no outs, so unfortunately Panthers unable to get an out so far in this inning. So 2-0 is the
More faster.
score.
She's more faster than you think so?
Crenning looks a little bit
Hey, let's set up a race.
frustrated as that pitch is
Race, you versus Bryce.
in the dirt about 3 feet in front of home plate for ball 1.
You're the second base.
I win. I won.
Hard hit ball over to the third baseman. Checks the runner, looks Spooner back to third base, and throws over to Holland at first for the out. So 1 down here, runner at third. Brings up the top of the batting order, Ritzdorf.
Mackenzie. She blowing
I've
it.
been looking for it this whole time.
Draw that one. You should draw lines through these two. Why is he doing that? I don't know. It's hard to
First pitch outside for ball one.
He has a, he has
High pitch, and this is going to be hit down the third base line. It falls just fair. So that's going to be a double, and then a missed catch by Herrera at second base is going to advance Spooner over to third. First pitch to Saker, misses for ball one. Ball two, score is now 2-0. Still just one out. Panthers trying to get out of this inning. Hard ground ball over to the shortstop. Rails tries to go home, had time, but I think the double clutch allowed that to be a safe at home, so the Panthers still unable to get another out.
She should have been going there all along.
And that's going to bring up Burnside.
Now batting, Sharice Burnside.
Here you go, Panthers. Let's get out of this here. Lock it down now.
Next pitch is going to be hit into right center field.
Yeah!
Molly gets that one, but she double clutches as well. Throws it back, not able to double up Saker. So now two down. And that's going to bring up Hislop, the pitcher. Struck out and lined out for 0-2 on the afternoon. First pitch she sees, she's going to foul off. Next pitch, she's going to hit deep into right field. Pearl unable to locate that one. And that's going to be a stand-up double. That does score Saker from first.
Devin.
But good job for helping her too.
First pitch to Andrews. It's a ball. One 0 pitch inside, called strike.
Wow, you are faster than Brian. Oh yeah, I could beat you to the next foul ball.
1-1 count, two down. Runner is at second base. Pitch is well outside for ball two.
Oh, you did do that. What are you doing, Cody? All right, what else you want to do? You want to draw some stars?
Next pitch is going to be hit into right field. Is Pearl going to be able to make that? A great diving catch by Corinne Pearl in right field will end this inning. But the Panthers allow 5 runs on 4 hits. There was one error, one runner left on base. Take a quick timeout and be back with you in just a moment.